when we went to the field, when my parents went to the field, it took me as a toddler. Most of the time, my dad did work as a church planter or as a pastor of a church that had already been established until they were able to get Brazilian leadership to lead the churches. Dad's strength was really in the area of discipleship. He spent a lot of time in discipleship. He was also a very good teacher, and that was really his passion. That was the area that he was really gifted in, was in teaching. And if I could speak for my dad, I think probably one of his biggest accomplishments was the fact that many of these leaders that he worked with, many of these people that he worked with became leaders in our churches in Brazil and even in the denomination. Even to this day, the pastor of one of the churches there in Araras, he was saved under Dad's ministry, and then later on was trained by Dad, and till this day he is pastor of the first church in Araras, Brazil. And then when it came time for them to leave the field, they were able to leave the field and look back and see that their time there had actually resulted in fruit, lasting fruit for the work. There were several of our pioneer missionaries that were also coming off of the field. And the concern was, who's going to replace the pioneer missionaries? And at the time, there really were not that many candidates, if any at all, and he was concerned about that. And so he saw a need of being able to impact teenagers before they made career choices in their life, before they go off to college even, and also saw that it would be an important opportunity for young people to be exposed to missions, and for some of them then to receive a calling just the same way he did, because his calling came from going on a short-term trip. And that's when he started the ETEAM program. And so then he continued to have an impact in missions by recruiting high schoolers to go overseas and to get an experience, a first-hand experience in missions. TEAM stood for Teens Equipped and Active in Missions. And after he passed away, then the name was changed to ETEAM, and the E that was put on the front of it was for Eagleton, was kind of honoring him for having started the program. So the ETEAM that we have today, is the E part is in honor of what he did in getting that program started. And so that was his contribution to continuing the legacy of just passing the baton from one generation to another. What one generation has done serves as a basis for the next generation to take it even further.